Delaware in the building. Y'all ain't ready for the Delaware takeover. Y'all not ready for this unique style and creativity that everybody in the world wants to see. Nas and Jay is bringing it, and everything they bring got that Delaware swag.
Hey everybody!
Hey everybody!
It is Monday, and we haven't been here for about 2 weeks officially. And
Jay quit.
Not at all.
Jay
never.
quit. He said, he texted me one day. He was like, Naj, I'm done.
Now that's not my DNA.
I'm going solo.
Streets
Nobody
don't quit.
came to see you, Otis.
Nah, streets don't quit anything, and I'm actually glad to be back here. And
wait a minute. Wait a conflabbing minute.
Why? What? I really don't.
Welcome to your morning sip.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to your morning sip of local news. What's happening in real world? Oh, that's your part.
Oh wow! Thank you for helping me out. We're both trying to get back into the swing of things because it's been a couple of weeks across the country, and it's been a couple of weeks for us. Like really, kind of insane. Like
oh my God,
we might have a little second to go into some small details, but it's been wild.
We will.
And real world mess. So we are back, and we have a lot.
My intro is not done.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We're going to get it together at some point. Make sure you listen back to the replay of this show on WJBSradio.com. That was on Grown Folks Radio. You can listen to us on Wednesdays. And special announcement. We have a website now. And I'm so proud. Now listen, disclaimer. I ain't never built no website in my entire life. Okay. In these 32 years of life, not one time have I ever successfully, nor have I ever wanted to personally build a website. So be easy. Okay. It's got the basics.
I've bit my tongue on this post. I mean, on a certain post for a while now. And I say to myself, and I just haven't said it publicly, that I really wish that anger didn't fuel me so well. You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing, it works because we're not going to go into any detail, but like we both were angry last week, like on fire, like 10 out of 10 amped up. And it resulted in a whole website.
Yep.
So I don't want us to be angry all the time, but if you make us angry, we're going to get stuff done.
We get some shit done. I tell you what, some shit going to get done.
Make me mad if you want to.
Man.
We'll be at the Oscars next year, buddy.
Shoot, I might end up president. Keep playing with me. Keep playing with me.
Yeah.
It was like, we went to bed.
Oh, word?
Like, wait.
Website.
Wait, let me give you the timeline. Pissed off. Late evening. Said, all right, bet. See you tomorrow. And that was at like 8. By 2 a.m., I had sent a text message.
Like, I'm a happy guy. You know what I'm saying? I want to be all jokes, all fun. Don't push me. Don't push her because things will get done around here.
So Jay is not, he keeps his phone off, right? So like 7 a.m. the next morning, he checks his text and he sees
a whole website. We've been talking about this for years, quite literally years.
We've had people offer to do it for us. Child, it's just
one good injection of anger.
One time. It only takes one time. That's it.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna pay somebody to piss us off.
So it's najnj.com, NADJ, the letter N, and JEA.com. If you'd like to visit it, go visit it. You know, we got basic stuff up there just so you kind of know who we are, what we do. And
we'll make some additions to it next year.
Oh, right. Another 4 years, another 5 years. But I'm excited because it's like a landing area for people now, you know, so you don't just go to our Facebook, like you can actually find out who we are.
Well, bottom line is if all of the interwebs decide that they don't want us on their platform, we have some kind of a space where we can put our nonsense.
Right, we can put some nonsense out. Yes. Temperature check. How you doing, Jay?
I'm good. I mean that. It's been a wild week with some tragedy mixed in that I'm not going to even begin to open up right now for a bunch of different reasons. But through it all, I'm good. I'm glad to be back here. And at the end of the day, I'm energized. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. About you?
I'm all right.
That was I'm fine. I'm fine. It doesn't hurt.
I'm okay.
I'm okay. Okay, cool. Well, I mean,
Listen.
feel free to.
So all I'm gonna say is,
Okay.
it is very important, and I'm speaking to the mamas. Okay, I'm speaking to the mamas specifically. If anyone else feels like they're getting something from this, great. But I'm speaking to the mamas. Take the time you need for yourself. Take care of yourself. Get in the shower with some aromatherapy oils, some good music, wash your hair, let the water just pour over you, wear something comfortable, get your favorite snacks, get in bed, watch something nice, something that you want to watch. Tell everybody, get up out of your face. Take the time you need for yourself because it's important. And I know we have a lot going on in our lives and a lot of people to care for. But at the end of the day, if you're not good, nobody will be good. So take care of you. That's it.
Cool.
All right. What are we talking about today? Well, of course, we're going to talk about the presidential stuff that just was like, woo. And we're also going to talk about, yes.
I mean, I can just let that sit there for quite some time.
Oh my God.
Somebody say black job? Did somebody say black job? Somebody did.
Hey. Yes. And then we're going to talk about some other election type stuff. So yeah, we got a few things.
You want to start with flowers?
Flowers. All right, real quick. Get the birthdays at the top. Ishmael, my husband, Jonathan, and Damala. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday! Hey, you are in my loop if I send you an absurd video featuring my family. Just want to say that out there.
True. Or you get a FaceTime.
And I don't FaceTime.
No, he don't. No, he don't.
Get your face out my time.
Wait, that makes me laugh because I remember the first time I FaceTimed Lisa.
We're all confused.
But wait, and she didn't pick up. And then you told me, she was like, what is she doing?
Yeah. Anyone over the age of 40 only wants to be FaceTime when we know it's coming. And ideally, it's either a child on the other side. And if it's an adult, I need a heads up. If you are under the age of 40, do not ever randomly FaceTime me. It's too intimate. I don't want to look in your eyes when I'm talking to you over the phone. I'm not used to it. So I need preparation. It's invasive. Do not do it.
So basically, me and Ishmael FaceTiming y'all, it was like, what
are you people doing?
Happening? What's happening right now?
You might as well. It's to me, it's literally the same thing as you showing up to the door at 6:30 a.m. and I'm half dressed, confused. That's what it feels like to me.
I would never do that.
But you did. You did. That's the whole point. That's exactly what you did. So go ahead.
Well, happy birthday to the trio, y'all. We love you so much. And also over the weekend, Jay and I, for the third year in a row, so second year hosting, third year working with Dr. Sharita Tayer at the Brown Girls Rock Summer
Fourth year
Fest.
for the whole festival.
Yes, fourth year for the whole festival. We had a time. We had a time, baby. Woo, child. First of all, it wasn't sweltering.
It makes such a difference.
Like, it wasn't like, it was actually reasonable as far as temperature was concerned. At first we was a little worried about the boots and bling because we was like, all right, now every year it's been like 200 degrees and now I got to wear boots and a cowboy hat. We were a little scared. But when I tell you the outfits,
it was really cute.
They were so cute.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So my outfit was amazing. And me and Dr. Sharita Tayer, we matched. It was so funny. It was really cute. Impromptu.
And I gotta say, just from my end, I'm definitely going to spend some more time looking for summer hats because it really made a difference in my comfort. I'm out of my mind. I'm always just like, fine, I'll be out here in the sun, but putting that little cowboy hat on, and I'm not going to be seen with a cowboy hat all the time, but some iteration of an outdoor cool sun hat makes a big difference in comfort.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd say
I
that.
liked my hat because it was breathable, but only thing is my scalp does not like anything touching it. No headbands, no head wraps, nothing. So after a while, like my scalp started to hurt.
Like hurt?
Like my head started hurting.
Really?
My hair doesn't like any tension. My scalp, no tension, nothing holding on to it or pulling it back. So after like a couple hours, I was ready to rip that thing off, but I was afraid of hat hair. So it is what it is. But
okay,
we had a good time.
We did.
We had a great time. They presented their very first Brown Girls Rock scholarship. They had working out, like workout dances. We did impromptu fashion shows, and them little girls was ready, child. They was ready to be on that stage all day.
My favorite thing, which is kind of counterintuitive, was the amount of little boys and men that we saw.
Yes, there was way more this year.
Yeah, and I think that's honestly to the point, because when I've said over and over again that I view the event, especially in its ideal form, as the same thing as the Italian festival. You see every kind of person at the Italian festival, even though it's technically celebrating, Italian culture in America.
Yeah.
So it's a celebration of brown girls for everyone. And so the more that I see it diversify in terms of crowd and size, the more I'm like, this is beautiful.
Yeah.
So, it's
we had a good time. We really did.
Yep.
And I really enjoyed the affirmations. Whenever we do affirmations, like it always starts off with us, and then we bring in other people to do it. And by the end of the event, the little girls were screaming at the top of their lungs the affirmations all together. And that just made me feel really good. Then there were a couple girls who came up to me after and were just telling me their affirmations. Like, I want to tell you this. And that made me happy, because it means that they understand that these are powerful things and that they are happy and proud to say them, which is the importance of it, right?
100%.
Like, we want that. So I'm really, really proud of what it has become.
And what it's becoming.
Yeah, the significance of it. And we talked about on stage, we asked all of the moms, like, do you remember an event like this when you were younger, celebrating brown and black girls? And they all said no. And even for myself, there was nothing like this that I remember going to. So I think it's beautiful that they're starting this tradition.
Yeah.
And I can't wait for it to expand.
Yeah.
So thank you, Dr. Sharita Tayer, for having us, for believing in us, and having us a part of this event. And I'm really excited about its growth in the future. So.
And I think this is a perfect, Brown Girls Rock. Let's go right into Kamala. And honestly, the reason I wore this shirt is specifically because of Brown Girls Rock and for Kamala. You might not really understand the complete significance of this shirt, but number one, it's obviously a black girl on a motorcycle. But more importantly, this motorcycle right here would be considered a man's bike. She's on a bagger. This is the biggest, heaviest Harley that they make. Mm-hmm. And showing this, black woman with her afro popping on a big boy bike is exactly the point. Kamala is doing all of the things that the boys that's supposed to be just in the boys club, mm-hmm. and we have that potential. So I should probably not mansplain and talk about it. Why don't you kind of have at it with Kamala?
Okay.
I don't know. I'm very hesitant to dominate a conversation about a female.
So because I'm a black woman, I should be talking about the black
Absolutely.
women?
And if it's a black man, let me run that first. Absolutely. Yeah.
So real quick, so far, they as in the US people and whoever has decided to donate, there's been about $46.7 million donated to the campaign for Kamala, which apparently is the highest raised in one day.
Wow.
For any campaign.
Okay.
So that's huge. Number one. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real with you.
Okay.
When I saw the announcement that Uncle Joe has stepped down.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I was irritated. I was extremely irritated because I was like, now is the time you chose to do this,
Yeah.
when you knew your health and whatever other stuff was going on before that. When we had the chance, we had more time. You decide now that this is the time. Okay. Now, then I was angry because I was like, okay, y'all wanted him to drop out. Now what? Now what are we gonna do? Right? Then he endorses Kamala. And here's the thing. I am elated. I am ecstatic that a Black woman, a biracial woman, a woman is now running for president. Because as a young Black woman, there were times when
Not
people
just
told
running,
me,
but nominated.
nominated,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. Not technically yet, but it's pretty
Yes.
much, yeah. All right.
There were times in my childhood where people said you could be president if you wanted to. And a part of me always knew that wasn't true. There was a part of me that always said that's, like, even as a young girl, like, I knew, like, okay, I always knew my limits. If I was in a room full of white girls or other cultures, I was going to be the last one chosen. I wasn't going to be the first pick. So those types of things never really felt real to me. So at first I was like, okay, this is exactly what we need. She can take the reins. She's been in politics for decades, and she understands our country. She's the vice president. Great. But then I immediately started feeling like this sinking feeling. And it was because America is extremely racist and extremely sexist. So she's got both of those things right now hanging over her head. And that makes me so angry, because that is what I thought of instead of the policies and the things that she's going to talk about and put in place. Instead of all of those things that I should be thinking about when voting for her, I'm thinking about the fact that not only is she a woman, but she's a Black woman. And she's not just a Black woman, she's a biracial woman of different cultures, none of which are white. So it really bothered me in that moment, because if I'm thinking about it from the standpoint of a Black woman, imagine what the people are thinking about it from the standpoint of a different race. So I am praying for a tide change. I'm praying for the Obama era, when everyone was super excited and ready for that change that he promised us, that he sold to us, and for that oomph of support that normally wouldn't happen. I really hope to see that for this presidential election.
I have a lot in my head, and I'm trying to get it all together in like a clear pathway so I don't ramble all over the place. I should start by saying I have a neighbor 2 houses down, maybe 3 houses down, who has a clear Trump sign up. And my wife follows him on.
Sharita's on. She said, "Thank you, thank you."
Yes, you're awesome. You rock. And my wife follows him on social media just to see what he has to say. And yesterday,
No, Lisa, a real one.
he clearly stated,
Lisa,
I really don't think that we're going to elect a woman president. And this person is, he might barely be 30, but he's on the very young side. And he has a girlfriend there, and I'm sure he has a mom. So the idea that someone...
What did he say?
That he doubts that we'll elect a woman.
Is that all he said?
There was much more to it, but like he's like, I don't think a woman's going to get elected. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like just a wild, extremely sexist, absurd comment. Especially when you consider, and this is where ignorance plays a role, if you talk about Black women, and specifically Black women from HBCUs, they are just slowly, oh my gosh, every show now. It's the funniest thing.
I'm sorry.
That's that tiger growl, though. That's the woman hear you roar. Woman hear your stomach roar. It's all right.
Dang.
That was, wow.
I'm sorry.
Okay, I mean, get back on track. You just trying to throw my thoughts off. These Black women from these HBCUs and just across the board are absolutely
brilliant
and taking things over in all of the good ways. Like, this world has had enough domination by men for a lot of, we've had enough of that. And I'm a man, and generally a man's man, and I lean a little bit chauvinistic. Like I'm not going to front like I'm some perfect hero for women. I'm not at all. But it's time for a lot like of balance. Like, and we're seeing it slowly take place. And one of the basic thoughts that I have right now, specifically about her and the AKAs and the election last year, because however you slice it, Black women played a huge role in bringing Biden Georgia last year. And the idea that in a country, because Trump is a horrible person, and basically she's being asked to save the nation. And I know millions of people are like, well, Trump is here to save the nation. Well, you're wrong. He's a terrible, horrible person. And the idea that we would live in a country that spent hundreds of years destroying Black people and really demeaning the Black woman as much as possible, to now put this woman up front and say, we need you to save the country that used to just step on you over and over again.
Wait, what did Drew Barrymore say on her show?
I don't know.
She said this. We really need you to be Kamala.
So the idea that you would even that's a dynamic that we're talking about is wild, but it's true, because that's kind of what's being put on her back. Because I want to say very clearly, I've had concerns about Biden and his history and a lot of different things, but at the end of the day, it was a choice of there's no way I'm going to vote for Trump, number one, and it was the lesser of two evils. I know that some people think that Biden's a good guy. I know there are good parts to him, but he gave me a lot of concerns, and I have had concerns. I do have concerns about Kamala. But at the end of the day, when I look up, put all the things in front of me that are kind of important to me personally, I don't know how you could have, we're at a place where we could have some significant change in terms of what you said, in terms of what women and Black women and any minority thinks is possible. When Obama was elected, even though I had big concerns about some of the things that he didn't do over the course of his terms in office, at the end of the day, as I think about all of the young Black boys that I work with, even if all of the policies weren't, even if Obamacare wasn't fantastic, I can now put his face in front of them and said, he was the first. It's definitely possible. You can be the second, third, fourth. He opened up the gates. Wasn't perfect, but nothing is.
No one's perfect.
Nothing is. But right now, we said we're not going to endorse anybody.
That's different. Presidential.
It's not, no. It's not.
Then don't say nothing.
No, I'm going to say it because it has to be said. So we should revisit our policy, I guess.
I just want to say, whatever Jay believes ain't necessarily what I believe.
Yeah, cool,
but I'm
cool.
voting for Kamala.
You got a Black woman, went to an HBCU. She's going to have a wild amount of support. You're going to see that AKA network work in a way that you didn't think was possible. And what I'm hoping is that she's able to organize the same way that Obama did, because one thing that Obama was absolutely masterful at was running a campaign. And it's really, if you are concerned about Trump, this Project 2025, whatever it is, the project, if you are worried about abortion rights and just general awful fascism from a horrible, like, these are your choices. I'm not saying that Kamala's going to fix everything in 4 years if she gets in the office, but it is a far better choice than the opposite. And I'm excited for the potential of her being president. There's a lot of potential. And it gives me a little bit of hope versus the doom and gloom of a horrible man named Donald Trump. And I just want to throw this out there because I know that I've heard conversations about how America is a business and Trump is a businessman. So he's the perfect person for the job. Well, I want to say that Black women are the fastest growing group of entrepreneurs in the United States, owning 68% of the country's micro businesses. So
among other reasons, she is more than capable of taking over our country and doing what needs to be done because her agenda is for the people. Granted, again, nobody's perfect. There's going to be things that we don't agree with. There's going to be policies and laws signed and all
even
that.
her history as a listen,
as a prosecutor, like there's
Yeah.
nobody's perfect. And the other thing is, you have to remember, we got to think about the fact that there are different situations that we've been in that we've handled a certain way, just like everybody else has been in situations that they've been in that they've handled a certain way. And how we handle something, like how I handle something, Jay may not agree with, and how he handles something I may not agree with. That's life. That is life. So we have to think about the greater good of things.
Obama on paper, when he first ran, looked like the perfect candidate. Like everything was perfect. And he didn't, in my opinion, govern perfectly, but as a candidate, he was perfect. There was nothing bad you could say about him. You know what I'm saying? And so maybe we're like, we need to have perfect every time. You're not going to get that. She is.
This ain't Instagram, baby.
Yeah, and there are no filters.
There's no
you know
filters.
What I'm saying?
This is real life.
So she has flaws, but you best rest assured that she is the best choice as far as I'm concerned, given her versus Donald Trump. I'm absolutely going for the black, aka HBCU grad. There's just no way. I'm absolutely voting for her. And
but someone who understands diversity
and
the power of diversity.
And quite frankly, even now, still, my vote is much more based in fear of the alternative.
Yeah.
But now I have at least a few more things to say I'm going to be voting for. Like at least all the brown girls that we just talked about in the worst case scenario will now have someone, like you said, who will be on their wall as something they can be because she has potentially proved it. Yeah. Last thing I'll say from my end, in as much as I do have concerns about Biden, he's put himself in a really interesting position in that if she wins, he's going to look like an absolute hero because it's going to look like not only did he slay Trump when he had to be slayed, but in the same way everyone's like George Washington was so awesome because he said, I'm not going to run for a third and fourth term because we don't want to have a king. The way that Biden decided to step down for the greater good and then potentially made it so that a black woman could be president, if that ends up being his legacy, he's going to be quite the hero on the books. And there's a lot of things in between that, are beneath the surface, but in a very just sort of basic, way, that is going to be his story told by the history books, and it's going to be really interesting to see.
Okay. Yeah. Also, there was a Zoom call last night. I don't know if I can give specifics. I know that a few people posted about history being made, but I just want to say there were 44,000 women on a Zoom call last night to discuss support for Kamala.
Yeah, man. There's a time.
44,000, and listen, the notifications went out that day. So I just want to put that out there. Like, be prepared.
There's a time, like, I am the worst person about getting on a train. Like, I ain't jumping on your little train. I ain't going with y'all. I am the ultimate contrarian. And I'm on this train. 100%. Get that. My auntie's an AKA. If I said to my auntie that I'm voting for somebody else, she'd slap me up and down, and she would. So I'm good. I'm good. I'm going for the AKA. I got AKAs all up and down my family, so kick rocks.
Oh my God.
I saw another post. It said AKA versus the KKK.
Well, that's a real one.
Kick all the rocks. You know what I'm saying?
That's a real one.
Okay, I'm not quite done yet. I thought I was. I know all of you woke people have all of these things that you're gonna like. I understand. God. I get it. I know all the things. Do what you want. But just like the mayoral race. Did I say that right?
Mayoral race. The mayoral race.
Nothing is perfect, but their choices. And I'll leave it at that.
So speaking of which,
yep. Let's just keep going.
So Jay, y'all know we have a mayoral race for Wilmington right now.
And our policy is not to endorse.
Our policy, the Najin J policy,
thou shalt
is
not
to endorse, because what we don't want is to endorse somebody and then some stuff come out and then y'all looking at us
our policy, like, here's how we twist it. This is only for local.
President is different.
When it's the first Black woman, potentially, we let
and because
go
I'm 51% owner as a Black woman,
I have no choice. She said we have to endorse. We have to endorse.
Me and my 51%,
and my auntie, who's you know what I'm saying? What do you want me to do?
But we've chosen on the local election, the Delaware scale, that we will not be endorsing anyone because of what I just said.
But
we were talking earlier about, because I wanted to say something specific about who I wanted to vote for. And although I don't really want to vote for that person, because of the other person, I have no choice. And he was like, that's still an endorsement. And I was like, no, see, see, you get me messed up, partner. I don't want to vote for this person, but I am. And he was like, that's an endorsement. So it made me think about all over the interwebs, because of this whole presidential situation, celebrities are they're being really, they're walking on eggshells of how they're endorsing people or not endorsing people. Like, I think it was Charlemagne that said that he's not endorsing Joe Biden, but he's going to vote for him because he doesn't agree with some things that he has planned. And he definitely doesn't want to vote for Trump or want him to win. And he feels like an endorsement, just like I feel like an endorsement is a positive thing. Like, I want to vote for you. I believe in you. This is me supporting you because I agree and see the future that you have laid out. But in reality, I planned on voting for my person because I have no other choice. And I would rather pick the less of two evils than pick the most evil. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And for me, okay.
So what is an endorsement? Like, is it what I said it was? Is it just a positive thing, or is it just it's going to happen?
I think if you want to be technical, that an endorsement means that you formally say, I think that this person should be so-and-so, and it's a very formal thing. Like, I, J Street, endorse J Street Senior to be county council. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. For these reasons, right? But let's be real, right?
Somebody sent me the definition. Hi, Taki. Jeffrey said, I'm not much into politics, but Bernie was looking good. You think
Bernie was great? I love Bernie. Bernie was my guy.
Bernie was
my guy. 100%. If it was like, I'm not gonna front. If it was Bernie running right now, I got a Bernie sticker on the back of my motorcycle helmet.
I like
Bernie been running with the blacks for a minute. You know what I'm saying?
But unfortunately, we ain't got it.
No, but that's not the choice put before us. You know what I'm saying?
Back to the mayoral race. Somebody sent me the definition of endorsement because, again, I feel like when you are endorsing someone, it is because you truly believe in them. But when you are a rock and a hard place, am I saying that right?
Yeah.
And when you are a rock and a hard place,
in between a rock and a hard place, I have no choice but to pick said person because the other person is trash, right? So is that an endorsement? Technically, no.
Ha-ha!
Effectively, yes. Especially because people pay attention.
But what if I say, I'm only voting for you?
And we're honestly on the fence about, like, because we were talking about this earlier.
We've actually, since the mayoral stuff, because I looked up the ballots early before they even announced, like I was looking up who put in, who's trying to go in on this mayor thing. And we were talking about this early because we heard the whispers and, we and I was like, oh no.
The problem,
oh no.
There's two pieces from my end, okay? Number one, in the event that...
Oh, Shaw, shut up.
In the event that
Shaw said, if only we realize that we have more options than just a two-party system. Very true.
That is true.
Very
and
true.
Am like, listen. At the Najin J Block Party, the Libertarian Party for Delaware will be present. I am all like, if we were in a situation where we had a third candidate who was strong and spoke to what I would be interested in more so, because I'm honestly, my politics are very in between. I'm pro-gun, okay? Okay, let's be clear. But I'm also for a woman's right to choose. So you see where I'm split, right? So if I find a candidate who's able to juggle those two things well, and if I find a candidate who's also, going to be really fighting hard for police reform, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And to find that balance is hard. If we can get some viable third and fourth, absolutely, 100%. I support that one. Like, that's where I lean.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh boy, we cannot have Trump take over again, But with the Mayoral thing, I had a specific thought. From our end, as a sort of media entity, because
for some reason somebody be listening to us, and I don't know why, but somebody be listening to us, so we need to have this conversation.
So number one, we are doing our best to remain objective while also being honest about our sentiments, while also protecting our reputation, because God forbid that we say that someone is God forbid that we endorse someone who turns out to be a horrible person.
Oh my!
And we make that mistake. Now that responsibility then is up to us to do our research,
which we've done in a sense, not in a political sense, but we've endorsed people, not in a political sense, and they have been horrible people, and we felt horrible about it.
Yeah. So we have, number one, a responsibility to be super diligent about who we might, if we ever did endorse anybody.
Yes.
But it's like, it just seemed a little more simple, if you will, to just be like, you know what? You kind of understand how we think, and we don't want to formally.
I ain't naming names of who I'm voting for, but I'm gonna say this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this. There are things that need to happen in Wilmington.
We need to change
that benefit the people, for real, not the businesses, the people. Because right now, and I can say this now, I can say this now, baby. The current administration, from what I've been finding out, has been in a love affair with the businesses in Wilmington, the big businesses.
And big businesses matter,
which hurts the people. The majority of the people hurt by it are Black and brown. So I don't want somebody else to come into the office, the mayor's office, and do the exact same thing and even expand on that. I want somebody who's going to be touchable, who's going to be teachable, who's going to be...
I want someone who is going to do their best to make it so that rent for someone like Drop Squad doesn't go off the chart so that they can't be present.
Or that the people living in the city don't have to move out in a month because y'all tripled the rent.
I want it to be a situation where you're not prioritizing another high-rise set of apartments.
When there's no parking.
Like, I'm glad to have people move from New York to here and offer what they have, but, this place isn't supposed to be just for wealthy people coming from out of town who want a cheaper place to live.
Yep.
Okay? Like, it's for us. So I want someone who's going to make affordable. And the thing is, I saw this wonderful article that I forgot to post about what's happening like in Oakland right now. There's a woman who's a former Black Panther who put together this multi-million-dollar housing complex, if you will, that's affordable for everyone. And it's not the project. It's not even Section 8, but it's like, it's affordable. That's all we're saying. So listen, I feel like the big businesses are doing super duper well here. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're millionaires and they're making more and more money. And one of the things specifically about Delaware is over COVID, rent went up disproportionately high for this state because of the fact that we're cheaper. So for everyone who's super wealthy moving to here, moving all of a sudden, they're like, bargain. But if you're from here, everything just got wildly expensive and no one even tried to do anything.
And salaries ain't moving, baby.
And salaries haven't moved.
That Capital One customer service salary did not move.
So, it might be a gamble, but it's like, if one thing isn't working, what's the definition of insanity? Okay,
So
try something else, and you know that might not be the good choice, but ding dang, we're gonna try a different way of doing things, and you can read between the lines, player.
So
Yep.
Shaw said about the mayoral race, since we're ready to make history with the first Black female president.
Shaw can endorse what she wants to.
Shaw said
Shaw can endorse whoever she wants to. Yup.
let's go on ahead and do the same for Garvey City's next mayor, Valda for mayor.
I didn't endorse anybody. Shaw did that. Thank you, Shaw,
And
for
so
offering your endorsement.
So did Aleem. Aleem did too.
Aleem did. Aleem
They
did,
did.
and so did Shaw.
Oh, but Nataki chimed in too.
Uh-oh. Is there another endorsement coming?
Can I get
Hey,
another?
if you have any desire to share your endorsement suggestions on the Naj and Jay page, please make your opinion absolutely vocal here today or any day.
But keep it cute because I do block people. Keep it cute because I do block. I block the hell out of people, so keep it cute. Oh my God.
Man.
Oh. Man, listen.
Is there anything else we need to talk about? What's
There
going
is.
on?
There is. I just want to make the announcement that Jay and I are running for mayor.
Ooh, I ain't running for nothing.
We
My
running-
grandmama.
we running.
No, let me tell you something.
You're gonna handle.
No, I'm not.
You're gonna handle like the laws and stuff. I'm gonna handle the arts and stuff, and that's where we. And as long as I get a nice wardrobe budget, did they put that in the budget? Did you look at the budget for Wilmington? Is that in there? Is that part of cultural affairs? Because fashion is cultural, right? So put that out there.
My grandmom told my dad, boy, don't run for office. He ain't listen, and he's been successful. Very successful.
Because your dad
politician.
has.
And my dad said to me, I'll leave it there.
He will knock
grandma.
a man block off.
I listen to my grandma.
But you know what's funny? We've talked about this several times. The people who should be running for office typically don't.
It's unfortunate.
Now, one of the people that is running for office right now, running for city council, Kobe Owens, just he's in here watching.
Good day, good sir.
Good day. There are a couple people who recently announced that they're running for city council, and I am ecstatic. I am so ecstatic. There are people on city council that I absolutely adore.
I will say
there are people I have no idea who they are, to be honest. And then there are people who are running, and I'm like, you know what? This is great. Shake it up. In the words of Shaw and Richard, shake shit up. Okay.
And you need to have a little bit of tension. Nothing ever really change requires tension and discomfort at every single level.
Yeah.
If you want to get your body big and swole and strong, you're going to be uncomfortable, and your body's going to be like, bro, what are you doing here, guy? And it's going to not feel good until afterwards.
Right.
So, yep.
I just need everybody to keep in mind the goal, whether you're running for city council, the mayoral race, county council, senator, whatever, is that you are going to be in charge of the lives of so many people in this state. And whether they voted for you or not, they are going to be relying on you to make decisions to benefit their life.
And I
think people forget that. People really...
No, they don't forget. They know exactly what they're doing. They're too many politicians jump in office for selfish reasons.
It's disgusting.
That's just a fact. I don't care what you say.
It's disgusting. And I'm tired. I think I've become a better adult over the last, since COVID, I've become a better adult because I've stepped into understanding politics, because I've stepped into understanding what community truly is, having different types of conversations that make me uncomfortable, having conversations that educate me. And I've learned that being an adult is not only difficult because you have to take care of yourself. It's also difficult because there are a bunch of other people around you adulting who are also trying to do the same thing. And then you've got people that we're voting for who are trying to figure out how to take care of themselves, and all the people who voted for them and didn't vote for them. This is loaded. And I think we really, truly, yes, they do go into it knowing that they're taking care of people, but I don't think it hits them in the way that I'm saying it.
Well,
I think people forget that fundamental
I actually
part.
think that you have, in some degree, and I don't know why the point of this whole conversation is right now, but it's fine. You actually sometimes have the opposite problem, where you have people who have really good intentions on doing all of these wonderful things without understanding the system and how to work the system.
Oh my God.
And so you have the opposite problem too.
Oh
so it is
my
a
God.
really difficult thing because you have to have someone who's kind of a policy wonk.
Go in there, because that's a real thing. That is a real thing. Like when we was talking about the water bill thing, like a couple months ago, the amount of people who had no idea what the hell they were talking about.
Well, can I say it this way?
What?
The speed with which Naja became at the same knowledge level of the people making decisions was appalling. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Did you just compliment me and insult me at the same time?
I was a compliment to you. Yeah.
Child, I dug in. And I'm talking about, I looked up the law. Once I found out what the law was, and I was trying to find the law by myself, and I found a bunch of other stuff. But when I finally had the law in front of me and I dissected it and then had a conversation with different people about what I was reading versus what was actually happening on the city council level versus what the public opinion was, when I tell you, I was like, what
when
is happening?
When it felt like this to me. So when I really get into something, I turn into a super nerd about it.
That was me.
And so like for me, the amount of times that I've walked into like a car dealership asking questions to the car salesman about the car, and I'm like, bro, I know way more than you about this car at this point. Like, never mind.
Right. Like we also need people in office who are going to be knowledgeable about what these policies and things and these changes, whatever, laws, all of that.
But that's the difficult part.
Ordinances, like even the definition of the policy, ordinance, law, like all of these have their specific definitions. But it's almost
like being a teacher. It's like it's really hard to find a pure one who has all of these boxes checked. Because if you have all of this skill set to research things properly and understand laws properly, and you have a good, sort of opinion about how things should be, and if you're studious and charismatic, why would you be a politician when you could do so many other things with that skill set? You know what I'm saying? And make more money. So it's like getting that person to run for office and deal with all of that nonsense is hard. You have to really, just like a teacher, you have to love being a teacher in the classroom. And it's hard to find those people.
I do not understand loving politics. I hate it.
Yeah, but some people love it. Like this is the part about my dad. My dad
I hated it.
Loves the back and forth. Like he
well, your dad.
But I'm saying that's the personality. Like if giving him a mental fight is like, oh boy, he is in his happy place like a tiger in the jungle.
Debate. I do love debating.
I don't. I really don't want to.
I love that.
Man, you know what I like to do? I like to get behind my piano and write songs and take pictures. That's all I like to do. I like popping shit too, but you know what I'm saying? More or less, that's what I like to do. And I like to drink coffee and tequila.
We got a lot. We got a lot happening.
So let's talk about it.
We got a lot happening.
As a matter of fact,
just make sure. Richard said, shake shit up.
Shake in order. Shake your body. All right, go ahead.
So, real quick, before we do that.
Yeah.
If you are unsure of who to vote for, I implore you to go to their websites and do your own research. Also, Google these people and look at what they've done, who they're friends with, who have they worked with, what they believe in.
And all of the candidates are that's the beauty about Delaware is all of these candidates are very accessible and actually responsive. So, ask them in public, ask them tough questions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can, these people aren't, far away and unreachable. Like you can actually catch them and be like, hey.
Ask a question that they can't bullshit their way out of.
Oh, I think that's their gift.
I know, but there are questions. There are questions that you can't. There are really direct questions that you can ask where they kind of have to be like, they're going to tell on themselves. Let me put it this way. They may try to bullshit, but they'll tell on themselves. Mm-hmm. So take those opportunities to research and get to know these candidates so that you feel like you're making the best decision for you and your community.
Last thing I want to say about all of this is I'm still I'm deep in the heart of middle age, right? and I'm slowly moving towards, like a senior person.
No, you're not.
No, I
What's
actually
wrong
am.
with you? No, you're not.
Yeah, I am.
No, you're not.
Okay.
Senior is 60s. What are you talking about? You swear you want to be an old man so bad.
So the people who are seniors, I strongly encourage you. One of the most important signs of a good leader is their ability to pass the torch so that their leadership skill set carries on past when they're in power.
Yeah.
And so we definitely have issues in this community with people holding on to power.
Oh.
That's why, to be honest, you have to give Joe a little bit. You got to give Joe a little bit of credit for letting go. It's a hard thing to do.
Child, he couldn't hold it.
But it's like it's a hard thing to do, and I will give credit where it is due. You see boxers who just like, you're done fighting, bro. Get out of the ring. It's done, and you have to drag them out.
Yeah.
And
I wonder if it was his kids or his grandkids that really.
I doubt it. But
you think it was Jill?
Nope.
She turned over. She said, "Listen here."
No. I think it's actually.
We are going back to Rehoboth. Okay.
I think it's actually the opposite.
Free. We are going back to Rehoboth.
I think
you better let this go.
No, I think it's the opposite.
So we can go to the house with the dogs. I want a new bike.
I think his tightest circle was trying to keep him in there for not great reasons.
They're horrible people.
So
let him be a pop-pop.
Let him be a pop-pop. And so all of you potential pop-pops with grandkids, you know what I'm saying? Pass the baton. Let go. Have a little faith.
Yeah.
In what's to come. Even if you disagree with how some of the young people do things, that's part of a generational change. I as I'm in the middle of middle-aged, recognize that people in their 20s think differently from me. And I have to accept that and still empower them when it's possible. You know what I'm saying? I have strong opinions about music, and theirs are different. And that's okay.
Yeah.
So pass it on, please.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. We're off our rant. Let's talk about what's happening around town. All right, so we have Riverfront Summer Lunchtime Concert Series. Dyad Music, July 24th.
I should say that I actually saw them at UAE last Wednesday, open up, and she sang Sweet Thing, I believe. Or no. What was it? She sang the Roberta Flack. I think that's what it was. Showing my pain with his fingers, killing me softly. And she did a really good job. So you'll enjoy that. She's got this really rich, soulful, raspy kind of sound. So go check it out. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, and I was about to say Mr. Lamont. Lamont.
Yo,
we'll be playing with her.
And I think I posted a picture of him, last week from that. And he always has this mad serious face. And
yes,
it's so
he does.
funny. That man, like most people with a guitar don't scare you. But I be looking at him like, man, I'm not bothering that man. No.
But he's so sweet.
And he is the nicest guy. But when he's playing that guitar, he is serious.
Okay. Summer Nights at Hagley Museum, Wednesday from 5 to 8 p.m.
Keep going.
Saturday, July 27th, The Party 4. 40 on-the-spot service activities with local non-profit. I'm sorry, it is so small and neon. My eyes are struggling. 4 to 7 p.m. So, 200 South Madison Street.
Well done.
I'm sorry.
Right, I'll keep going.
West
Side Farmers Market.
Yes, Cool Spring Park. So that's June 26th through October 30th, Wednesdays from 3:30 to 6:30 p.m. I haven't been to any farmers markets this year.
Okay, why not?
I've been really busy.
I get it.
Then we have Eating Smart and Moving More, a garden to table experience. This is free, and this is a 6 weekly sessions starting July 30th.
I will
5
say
to 6 p.m.
One of the places where I am terrible is I should be using my yard for growing food.
He has a walnut tree, black walnut tree, wastes it.
Yeah, and the space in general, because let's be honest, like grass is absurd.
Let me tell you something.
Cutting grass is absurd. So I should be.
I'd have a whole
I
farm
should
in
be
his
doing
backyard.
better. Well, you Jahidi, come on by, like till the soil. But
No,
yeah.
because the way Jahidi be moving, we'll have like 12 alpacas because his dang them puppies
Listen.
is puppying.
Bruh, you have no control over your over.
Keep that dog off that other dog, Jahidi. Give her a break.
Don't they have some?
Let her loose.
Get some dog rubbers. But yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh my God. Stop honking.
All right, go ahead.
Speak with Impact, Mastering Public Speaking, hosted by the Delaware Young Professionals Network. Wednesday, July 21st, 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. at CSC Station. What do we have? Ooh, Shark Week. I love Shark Week.
It has a totally
Monday.
different connotation to me. But go ahead.
Oh.
Yeah.
Monday, July 22nd through Friday, July 26th, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And this is at the Delaware Museum of Natural Sciences, Nature and Science. Sorry.
Keep going.
We have Summer in the Parks, July 24th at 6 p.m. The Rock Lot. House in the Park with Darnell Miller and Joe Redbird. And if listen, Darnell, he know how to throw a house party. I tell you what.
Keep your eyes peeled because next month we will be in the park doing some songwriting sort of clinics with the babies in August. So keep your eyes peeled for that. We're looking forward to that.
Yes, we really are. Yeah, we got 2 dates for that. Family Fun Night at the Brandywine Zoo, Thursday from 5 to 7 p.m. And you can get tickets online.
Anything else?
Yeah. There's a couple things, actually. Wilmington Whiskey Club, barrel unveiling and candidate discussion. What is that? Litchfield Distillery, bourbon whiskey? Is bourbon whiskey?
Yes. There's a difference in the processing, but they're basically the same.
Okay. Yeah. Got it. I like the bottle. It looks like the bullet bottle.
I'm a big bourbon and whiskey guy.
Spotlight Delaware pop-up newsroom at the Route 9 Library and Innovation Center, Tuesday, July 30th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Yeah, and I've been fortunate to be doing a lot of photography for Spotlight Delaware, and I actually just want to kind of give them some flowers too. They are an organization, as far as I can see so far, who has really been trying their best to bring the people the news that they want and need in an objective way. I've been up and down the state with them, literally photographing their different sort of info sessions in terms of them trying to understand what the local communities want, and they have gone everywhere from the most urban parts of Wilmington to the most rural parts of Sussex County.
Yeah.
And it's been really interesting to see how issues change from region to region. And I really suggest that you follow what they're posting on their website and on social media, because the stories are very relevant and they're doing their best. And I really mean this, to kind of fill the gap of news that needs to be put out there.
Yeah.
Anything else?
There's one more.
Yep.
Genesis Z's Atlantis album release. 9 p.m. to 12 midnight at the Nomad Bar.
Yeah, Jen is a beast, and I love Nomad Bar, so go check them out. Yeah.
And that's what's going on around town. And since we did this, there was a post on Facebook. I can't remember who posted it, but basically they were like, going to the same events in Delaware and seeing the same people is trash.
What do you want?
How
many people do you think live here?
And my thing is, why is it a problem to see the same people? Who are you avoiding?
Because I don't want to see anybody else.
Like, isn't that the whole point of going out is seeing the people that you like? Like, why? I'm gonna need y'all to stop these whack ass Delaware posts. Talk about, oh, Delaware's trash, or Delaware men is trash, or seeing the same people. Shut up.
And let's be honest.
You still live in Wilton. You still go to the ghetto Walmart. You still get your hair cut round the way by so-and-so. You still go to the same church. If you're not doing nothing different, you're going to see the same shit. So get over yourself.
But people who are from Delaware justifiably don't understand that, although because we are a very small population that creates a unique dynamic. However, I spend a lot of time in Philadelphia singing, and let me tell you, They're saying the same thing.
Anywhere you go.
So your problem is not the location. Honestly,
No,
it's you.
not Delaware. It's you.
Yeah.
Those kinds of posts are so ick to me because I'm like, I need you to get a life.
The amount of
I need you to stop being so negative.
the amount of women I've heard from Philadelphia say Philadelphia, everybody knows everybody, and all the men are the same.
Like-
And this is a huge city.
And it'd be the same people that lives in the same exact city that you grew up in.
Like, you know,
Go
it's
down
not-
Seaford then. Go down to Laurel. Go
Yeah.
down to give me another one. Milton,
Yeah,
Rehoboth,
yeah,
and see what happens there.
yeah.
Like,
go to Atlanta.
There's
because-
nothing to do in Delaware. Where are you looking? Because if you just reaching out to your 4 friends and they don't do nothing,
And what's wrong with your 4 friends? That's
Why
all
don't you wanna
need.
see your friends?
I got a small circle of very tight friends that I'm always happy to see. Period.
it said, in case we have a big luau party this Thursday at the Delaware Art
Okay.
Museum in the evening and free for all to come,
Bet.
5 to 7:30 p.m. Oh, isn't that during the happy hour, right?
I don't know, but
So it's a
yeah,
big luau
either way,
at the
yeah.
Art Museum from
Yeah.
5 to 7:30 p.m. this Thursday at the Delaware Art Museum.
Mhm.
All right.
There we go. Thank you, Brother Is.
So go and see everybody you normally see because you live in Delaware with the same people who
I'm
live in
always happy
Delaware.
to see Taki. I don't know what the problem is. I'm not...
And then here's the thing: if you go to these things and there's somebody you don't like, don't talk to them.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
You know, then
That's
you
the
learn that
thing.
skill set in high school. But I
There are
don't know.
plenty of people I ignore when I go out, so no problem here.
All right.
Oh man, did y'all miss us?
We missed y'all.
We missed
and we missed
y'all.
being able to sit here and do it. So we thank you all for watching.
All right, we'll see you in a few days. I'm sure Jay will post something crazy. Bye.